Hey again, everybody. Welcome to another WXYZ Digital Exclusive. I'm Mike, and this is Max. And Max, as of today, is the digital executive producer. So we're celebrating his promotion here. So an early congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. It's glad to be back together.
Yeah.
In the
glad to see you back healthy. You were resting up after your surgery last month.
I was. You have a little bit of week off of work there for some knee surgery after a slip and fall at Campus Martius on Christmas Eve, but I'm back, I'm healthy, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we'll be talking WWE Fastlane, of course, coming up Sunday night. And before we get into our picks and predictions, I just want to throw something out here because I know, obviously, WWE watches these. And I'll just stop putting text over all your promos on the screen. Can't you see how annoying this is when you've got text all over the screen over all your promos? Stop it.
It's very hard to watch.
Stop it.
Very hard to watch.
It's annoying. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Anyway, we're going to talk about Fastlane here, Sunday night from Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. But we get Raw the next night at Little Caesars Arena. We do get Raw. It has nothing to do with Fastlane. It's the last split brand pay-per-view before Mania. Of course, they're all combined after Mania. We're recording this Friday afternoon, so any changes to the card will not be included here. But we'll start with, and also at this time, there's been no pre-show match announced, but we'll start with the match that of the current matches maybe could end up on the pre-show. Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmela.
I mean, thankfully we're getting two women's matches, right, in a pay-per-view. I'm excited about that, especially on SmackDown. This one I'm going to go Carmela and Natty. I think this is going to start being the build to Carmela eventually cashing in that Money in the Bank. I think she's going to be the one to record the pinfall, and then maybe we see what happens later on in the show. There could be a cash-in. You never know. There could be.
We'll get to the women's title match in a little bit. I'm going to go with you there, too, as well. Carmela and Natalya get the win here. I will agree with that maybe to help build a little bit of, I don't want to say credibility with Carmela, but just to kind of build that in the back of her mind. I don't think Becky and Naomi really lose anything by losing here. And I think we're headed toward maybe a gigantic multi-women's tag match at WrestleMania, which we'll talk about that in a minute too.
That wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah.
Kind of throw them all in there.
Yeah. Up next, we'll go with Shinsuke Nakamura, of course, the Royal Rumble winner, taking on Rusev, accompanied by Aiden English.
Did you know that Shinsuke could sing? Because that was pretty good. Did
yeah,
you see that?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And a happy Rusev Day, by the way.
Happy
Rusev Day today, tomorrow, now, and forever.
My older brother Jason is a big fan of Rusev Day. I think he got a Rusev Day shirt for Raw on Monday night. I could be wrong. But for this one, I think we're gonna go Shinsuke here. He won the Royal Rumble, right? It's gonna be his continual build to Mania. We're on the last pay-per-view to Mania. I feel like this is just kind of let's get to this. We'll continue everything to April 8th.
Yeah, and of course, all signs point to Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania. I know they're trying to throw in some red herrings in there and try and throw us off the scent, but I think, ultimately, I hope they know what's best for business, and Styles and Nakamura is definitely best for business. And yeah, I'm going to go with Nakamura here. I don't really have a whole lot of surprises in here. I could see this maybe being a DQ finish.
Yeah.
Maybe Nakamura wins by DQ. Maybe Aiden English gets involved. I could see that happening as well.
Yeah.
This kind of would lend itself to that. But I think one way or the other, Nakamura does get the win here.
And I hope he sings a little bit more. That's fun. That was fun.
Up next, the SmackDown Women's title match. Charlotte defending against Ruby Riott of the Riott Squad, who will be accompanying her to ringside. Side note, I was wondering why they added the extra T. I thought maybe Riott Squad with one T was already trademarked. Apparently, nobody owns the trademark to Riott Squad.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with the extra
no
T.
Explanation with the new T.
No, that was the most logical explanation I thought of.
Maybe it's just the WWE PG thing, like they're trying to stay away from the violence of a riot.
I don't know.
It's kind of rocker. She looks a little rocker-like. Maybe it's a little rocker. But
born in Michigan, by the way. Edwardsburg, Michigan. Ruby Riott, born in Michigan.
For this one, I'm going to go with Charlotte for no other reason than she is Charlotte. Like, they've been trying to build up Ruby Riott, right? She's been beating everybody, but Charlotte's the queen. You don't beat the queen, especially when the queen is on her way to WrestleMania, most likely against Asuka, right? Is that what I've heard?
Or it could be Asuka and Alexa Bliss.
Oh, that's right.
With the Raw matchup.
Yep. I got sidetracked with the Ronda Rousey debut and forgot all about
because we have the mixed tag match with Ronda Rousey coming
right.
up. I do have Charlotte winning this match. However, I think after the match, we have an attack. The Riott Squad attacks Charlotte. Carmela cashes in Money in the Bank and wins.
Oh my God.
And that's your big moment, and then that sets up Charlotte versus Carmela at WrestleMania. Because you've already got Alexa Bliss versus Asuka on the Raw side, plus you've got the mixed tag match with Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle, Triple H, and Stephanie. And then I think the Riott Squad will join Absolution in a giant mixed tag match against every female babyface that's left from Raw and SmackDown.
The two heel teams and then the two faces.
Right.
That's a bold prediction.
It is a very bold prediction.
But
it's about
it's
the
logical bold prediction.
It is a logical one. It's about the only bold prediction I've got here. So I think in a show where there probably aren't going to be many surprises, that would be a big one to pull off.
And I think that's a bolder prediction due to the fact that we're on the road to WrestleMania, as WWE likes to say all the time. On the road to WrestleMania. So that's a good prediction.
And it gives Charlotte a chance to reclaim the title and have her big WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, okay. I can see it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So then we move on to the tag team titles. The Usos and the New Day renewing their fantastic rivalry from 2017 because why not?
It is such a good rivalry. These teams are both so good. And then you look back, like we saw them at Hell in a Cell in October.
It was beautiful. Beautiful Hell in a Cell.
And it was great before that, and it's been great after that. And I think the Usos are going to retain here, and then I think you build to probably a multi-tag match at WrestleMania with all these guys. But, you know, the New Day probably going to be in there. Maybe a screwy finish, and that's how the New Day could get themselves added to a WrestleMania match, especially because they hosted last year. They didn't actually wrestle, so I feel like they have to wrestle this year.
Yeah, I'll agree with you that the Usos retain here, just like we've seen, you know, however many times now. There's no reason this won't be a great match. As of now, there's only 6 matches on the card, so hopefully it should get the time that it deserves, and no reason to believe that these two teams won't put on another fantastic show.
Yeah, and Angry Big E is great.
Yeah.
Like, he's fun, but when he gets angry, that's another great character.
Yeah, kind of a callback to about, 5 years ago or so when he first debuted and was with Dolph and AJ. And yeah, that's kind of a nice callback there. The United States title on the line, Bobby Roode defending against Randy Orton. I
think Bobby Roode's going to retain here due to Jinder somehow screwing everybody over. And just, trying too hard with Randy, the Singh brothers are going to get involved. I think it's going to come down to Roode versus Jinder eventually. But I think Roode retains here and goes to WrestleMania as the glorious United States champion. I don't know who he may face at WrestleMania, though, so we'll have to see what happens there.
I mean, I am going to take Bobby Roode to retain here. I don't really have much to say, but just imagine what Bobby Roode's WrestleMania entrance is going to look like.
It's going to be very...
bright, glorious, flashy. Cranked up to 11.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see that entrance, and that's part of the reason. Little Bobby Roode, or just Bobby Roode himself comes out on that giant stage, arms wide, goes glorious in that robe, and just taking up all the spotlight. I mean, we got a little taste of it when he was in NXT. We got to see some of the fun stuff that they did with him, but I think they'll take it to a whole new level at Mania. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And then that brings us to the main event, the 6-pack challenge for the WWE Championship. AJ Styles defending against John Cena, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Dolph Ziggler. So I'm going to go, obviously, AJ Styles to retain here. Just sets up the dream match of Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania. But I'm also going to throw in the fact that I think I said this on the last digital exclusive we did, but I think John Cena will come to Detroit the next night on Raw, and we may, just may, get a surprise Undertaker, and we start the build to WrestleMania with Cena versus Undertaker. I don't know.
It would be something.
Like it's gonna happen.
It would be something. As I said in the last video too, they teased it last year. At least the Undertaker part.
That's right,
they teased it. The gong hit. The place erupted. But it was Undertaker playing mind games with Roman Reigns, of course, in their build to their match. So yeah, you hear that gong and you react. It's
crazy,
that. We'll see. Yeah, there's a lot of big things building up for Raw Monday night at LCA. I am going to take AJ Styles to retain here, of course, giving us Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania. Depending on what else happens, it's probably, even though it's supposed to be the main event of WrestleMania with the Royal Rumble, I think we can see that it's probably not going to main event, because you're going to have Reigns and Lesnar for the Universal title. You're going to have the mixed tag match, and we may have an Undertaker match yet. We could have Undertaker Cena. Maybe they make that.
This could go on 3rd or 4th. third or
kind
fourth
of somewhere in the
last.
middle of the show. Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Come off a slower match, something like that, is a way to get the crowd back into it. But yeah, it should be a main event. It's a main event caliber match.
So I think we agreed on every single pick here.
It's been the first time we've done this.
Or at least in a while. I think the only thing we differed on is I've got Carmela cashing in and winning with the Money in the Bank, but that's more of just a bonus. We don't even count that as a pick. So
that's definitely, I mean, you win if that happens.
Yeah, basically, that's my only bonus pick.
As he deserves to win.
That's about the only thing we have to go on. Otherwise, it's just a guaranteed tie. So that is going to do it for Fastlane. Once again, the last brand exclusive pay-per-view before Mania. We'll be back in a, 4 weeks?
Probably, yeah.
4 weeks for WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
Let's do it. All right, so for Max, I'm Mike, and we will see you next time.